What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Opendoor. I want to go over some of the current data points, what shorts are doing today, and the massive news that the company put out early this morning. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So it is pulling back slightly, 4.72%, 240 the low, 275 the high, and you are seeing somewhat low-ish volumes, 169 million shares being traded, 264 is the average. During the pre-market, you saw a huge inflow of capital, causing it to get from about 250 or 253 to 280, and that is because of this. So Opendoor to adjourn special meeting of stockholders to August the 27th, 2025. So I wanted to break it down on exactly why they're doing this. In case you don't know, the whole shareholder meeting was to have a reverse stock split vote to eventually rectify a Nasdaq deficiency, and that's the $1 bid price rule. Ever since I started covering Opendoor, I mentioned that today, exactly July the 28th, is the 10th consecutive day of it being over $1. The company does cite that finally, so even though I had a lot of people in my comments on previous videos saying, hey, no, you're wrong, you're incorrect, now the company is even citing it. So they have up until November 24th to, I guess, get over that $1 and rectify the deficiency naturally, but they were using the whole reverse stock split just in case. But nonetheless, with them getting over that $1 for 10 consecutive days, and given the fact that Opendoor does have pretty good standing with the Nasdaq, it is fair to assume that they are going to get the rubber stamp. So as early as tomorrow, most likely it is going to come probably Wednesday to be fully fair, but they are going to get the rubber stamp from the Nasdaq saying because of them naturally getting over that $1 mark for 10 consecutive trading days, they are now no longer deficient. So that is huge, ultimately meaning that they don't potentially need to do the reverse stock split. So even this meeting, even though it was adjourned, potentially, in my opinion, is going to get canceled. So this is absolutely huge. And just on a side note, the reason why they are choosing August the 27th is because of if things don't go according to plan, shorts really hit it hard for whatever reason, that's kind of the last roughly time frame that they have to do the reverse stock split. So again, just a little bit more additional context, but this is huge. I've been covering quite a few different stocks, a lot of them speculative in nature that do reverse stock splits to rectify deficiencies, but I don't believe any of them have ever done this type of scenario. So this is very, very bullish in my opinion. Some people might disagree with me on that, but this is huge for the stock itself. Aside from that though, you are seeing shorts really trying to hit it hard. And so even at the time of doing this video, they are increasing 4.3 million shares. 32.47% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 212.76 million shares overall are being shorted. So definitely they are throwing everything they have at it. First thing though, they are the ones that killed the momentum. So as it was really starting to push higher, shorts did increase at the time at its peak, roughly 21.6 million shares. So they definitely were part of this craziness that caused it to go down, which is rather unfortunate. But like I've stated a couple of videos back, this is a battle between longs and shorts. Shorts is planned. They want to try and take it below that $1 mark. Longs, they just clearly see value with Opendoor. So let me know your general thoughts on that in the comments below. Aside from all of that, looking at the options, 9.6 million in calls, 4.1 in puts. So a little bit on the low end in comparison to what it has been, but nonetheless, of all the options being done, 50% are bearish in nature. And in my opinion, I think most of that has to do with the first part of the trading day, the first 1 hour. So most likely a lot of those puts are associated to shorts because that's one of their bigger plans. And one strategy that they often do is they buy puts and then they short it. That way their puts do appreciate and then they kind of exit their short. So it is a stupid strategy, but that's kind of what they do to kill momentum. Aside from that, from the bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be kind of around that 3 to 350 by this week, and then bears are anticipating for it to be sub 2. So they are anticipating more of a further breakdown that could come from either macro data points or companies unveiling their earnings. So it might not be specific to Opendoor, but nonetheless, shorts are very, very active today. But on a side note though, you're seeing a lot of big transactions occurring on both the secondary market and dark pool. So hedge funds definitely are looking at Opendoor, buying it up, but at the same time, you're seeing a huge presence of shorts. Right now, on a technical standpoint, with it at 238, it is currently trading between this pivot and this S1. So 207 is going to be a strong support. So far hasn't been tested whatsoever today, and I don't really anticipate that to be touched. But flip side, 319 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. And this is why, again, shorts really did hit it hard, because it had a high of roughly about 280. And once the market opened with that news, it could have easily hit that pivot point and potentially even broken above that. So this is why shorts did really hit it hard first thing. But aside from that, no other news. One thing I do want to bring up though is that there is currently 0 shares available to be shorted. You can kind of see that right here. So pretty good stuff. Shorts are very overextended, using all the ammunition. And if you do believe in naked shorting, which is very hard to prove, but if you do believe in that, it most likely is occurring right now. On the actual chart, I'm not going to bring up any of that because it's not really relevant, but it is essentially a little bit on the oversold side. So if you do have a good piece of news, you could really see a push higher. And I think in reality, once the Nasdaq actually does give the rubber stamp for the actual deficiency to be kind of taken off, then you will see a lot of institutions and retail somewhat cause FOMO, possibly even retesting that new recent high. So let me know your thoughts on Opendoor. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What's your kind of general thoughts on everything that's been happening? This stock, in my opinion, is absolutely crazy. I do have to give a round of applause to the management and the board of directors, because for them to do this is very bold, and I think in among itself is deserving of a round of applause, because it does signal that they have shareholders' best interest at heart, because there's more than enough companies that just say, hey, screw you, I'm just going to do a reverse stock split and get kind of Nasdaq rubber stamp. It's good to see and very wholesome to see that they are kind of going this avenue. Let me know your general thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you are looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.